we start? Start करें? Good morning and a very warm welcome to one and all. This program is going live on Gyan Darshan, YouTube and Swayamprabha, so our participants are connected to us through those channels also. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure to welcome you to this special celebration of Earth Day 2025, organized by the School of Sciences IGNOU in collaboration with the Geological Society of India, Delhi chapter, and supported by the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. Today we celebrate Earth Day, a moment to pause and reflect on the incredible planet we call our home. From the air we breathe to the oceans that sustain life, Earth gives us everything. But as we benefit from its resources, we must also protect them. Earth Day is not just a celebration, but it's a call to action. Whether it is reducing waste, planting trees, conserving water, or speaking up for climate justice, every small act matters. Today we can shape a future where both people and the planet thrive. Let's not wait for change, let's be the change. Thank you and happy Earth Day. Before we proceed today's program, may I request you to please observe 1 minute silence in reverence to Pope Francis, who left for his heavenly abode only yesterday. He was the first Latin American leader of Roman Catholic Church. May I? The theme for Earth Day 2025 is Our Power, Our Planet, which emphasizes the urgent need to transition to renewable energy sources and aims to triple global renewable energy generation by the year 2030. We are gathered today at the iconic Baba Sahab Ambedkar Convention Center, IGNOU, for a thought-provoking and action-driven program with our esteemed guests and passionate participants. We are truly honored to have among us Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam Professor Uma Kantilal, who will preside over the meeting. It is because of her direct involvement and encouragement we are witnessing this celebration of Earth Day in a grand way and true spirits. Thank you, ma'am. We also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Jagbir Singh, Scientist G and Advisor, Ministry of Earth Sciences, who has graciously joined us to mark this occasion, and Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, who is joining us virtually to share his message. Along with them, we are also honored to have the following distinguished dignitaries joining us for the panel discussion: Professor D. M. Banerjee, Department of Geology, University of Delhi; Dr. Rasik Ravindra, former Director, NCPOR; Dr. B. K. Bansal, Vice President, Geological Society of India; Professor B. Ropni, SOITS IGNOU; Dr. Ashima Sakya, Department of Geology, University of Delhi; and Dr. Devender Mudgil, Dakir Hussain College, University of Delhi. May I request all the dignitaries to please come on the stage, on the dais. we extend a warm welcome to each of them and express our gratitude for their valuable presence and insights. May I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am to felicitate Dr. Jagbir Singh with a shawl, pot and a memento. Lighting a lamp. Okay. May I now take the honor of inviting all our distinguished guests to come forward for ceremonial lighting the lamp and marking the auspicious beginning of today's event. I now request the august gathering here to kindly stand for the revered Kulgeet of our university. Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. May I now request the Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am to felicitate Dr. Jagveer Singh with a shawl, pot and a memento. Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am is also requested to felicitate Professor D.M. Banerjee, Department of Geology, University of Delhi, with a shawl and a pot. May I now request Professor Bhaskar to felicitate Dr. Rasik Ravindra, former Director, NCPOR, with a shawl and a pot. May I now request Director SOS to felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am with a shawl. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request Professor Bhaskar to felicitate Dr. B.K. Bansal, Vice President, Geological Society of India, with a shawl and a pot. I request Dr. Manisha Pandey to felicitate Professor Boini Rupni Ma'am, SOITS IGNOU. I request her to also felicitate Dr. Ashima Saikia, Department of Geology, University of Delhi. May I request Dr. Kakoli Gogoi of Geology Discipline, School of Sciences, to felicitate Dr. Devender Mudgil, Zakir Hussain College, University of Delhi. Let us now begin today's program with the welcome address. I now invite Professor Meenal Mishra, Director, School of Sciences, IGNOU, and Secretary, Geological Society of India, Delhi Chapter, to deliver the welcome address. Professor Mishra has dedicated her career to advancing geological education and promoting environmental awareness. On this Earth Day, Professor Mishra's work reminds us of the critical role geoscientists play in understanding and protecting our planet. Please,
ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Satya. Good morning and namaskar to all of you. On behalf of School of Sciences, Indira Gandhi National Open University, and as Secretary, Geological Society of India, Delhi Chapter, I extend a very warm welcome to all present here, offline and online. As you know, Earth is our residence, and it is an amazing place to live, but it needs our attention and help. So that is why we celebrate 22nd April as Earth Day. Actually, first in 1970, it was the first time when Earth Day was celebrated, and a senator from Wisconsin, United States, he organized a national demonstration to raise awareness about the Earth-related issues. So the theme of Earth Day 2025 is Our Planet, Our Power, Our Planet. And we as Earth scientists, or you can say geoscientists, we have got a very significant role to play. So in fact, what I feel is that every day should be celebrated as Earth Day. So first of all, I wish to record my special thank and gratitude to Ministry of Earth Sciences for funding today's Earth Day celebrations. And at the outset, I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Ravi Chandranji, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Science. Presently, sir is in Goa, but he will be joining us online to deliver his message. In spite of his extremely busy schedule, he will be there online. I very warmly welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam Professor Uma Kanjilal, and I take this as an opportunity to express my deep sense of gratitude for providing all approvals. And she has taken active interest in guiding every smallest aspect of this event so that this Earth Day celebration is conducted very successfully. Thank you so much, ma'am. I extend, and next, I am overwhelmed to warmly welcome our chief guest, Dr. Jagveer Singh Ji. He is advisor, Ministry of Earth Sciences. We are very grateful to you, sir, for kindly consenting. I know you have got a very busy schedule, and आपने मतलब 12 बजे कहा है, but in spite of that, I know you are very busy, but you could spare your valuable time to share with us your vast knowledge and experience. Thank you so much, sir, and welcome, sir. I am overwhelmed to warmly welcome you see, today we have got a galaxy of Earth scientists there who are participating in panel discussion. I extend a very warm welcome to Professor D.M. Banerjee from Delhi University, Dr. Rasik Ravindra, sir, former Director, National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, Goa, Dr. B.K. Bansal, Vice President, Geological Society of India, Bangalore, Dr. Ashima Saikia from Geology Department, Delhi University, then Dr. Devendra Mudgil, he is from Zakir Hussain College, and Professor B. Rupani from School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Sciences. Welcome to all of you. I extend a warm welcome to our chairperson, Geological Society of India, Delhi Chapter, Professor R. Bhaskar. He is the coordinator of this program, and I thankfully acknowledge his efforts. I extend Further, I extend warm welcome to the directors of the school who are present there today with us, and then registrars, heads of divisions, officers from regional centers, faculty members of the school, IGNO fraternity, my colleagues, and dear students. I also extend a warm welcome to the children who have participated in poster competition. They are here today with us, with their teachers. So, and all the media persons are also warmly welcomed. Further, I just want to give a brief overview about the school. School of Sciences was established in 1986, and it is one of the biggest schools of IGNOU. Presently, school has 44 faculty members, and we offer higher education in science in 8 disciplines: biochemistry, chemistry, geography, geology, life sciences, that includes botany and zoology, physics, mathematics, and statistics. Faculty members are actively involved in planning, designing, and developing and offering programs at awareness, certificate, diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels in distance both. We also offer research that is in PhD program that is in regular mode as per UGC's 2012 regulations. The school has also developed value-added and skill development programs for capacity building at different levels. Presently, the school is offering 31 academic programs, which includes 9 MSc Master's program. School signed MOU with the India Meteorological Department in 2024, and we got installed automatic weather station in IGNOU campus. I'm also very happy to share that IGNOU has been sanctioned air quality monitoring station, and hopefully by June 2020, this air quality monitoring station will be installed in IGNOU campus. School has been offering programs pertaining to environmental science, sustainable development, and many programs, geology courses and geography courses related to Earth and various issues. We have very popular program that is PGDST, Postgraduate Diploma in Environment and Sustainable Development. It is a very popular program, amongst the overseas students also. We have laboratories in physics, chemistry, life sciences, geology, and geography. They were established for curriculum development and research in respective discipline. School also houses a geological museum with rich collections of mineral rocks and fossils from the type areas. It gives me immense pleasure to share that faculty has successfully completed projects funded by government agencies like UGC, DST, BRNS, DBT, CSIR, and their research outputs have been published in national and international journals. Lastly, I will be failing in my duty if in fact, I take it as an opportunity to acknowledge the efforts put in the conduct of the Earth Day celebration by our seminar and cultural committee. And now, with this brief introduction of the school, I once again heartily welcome you all for Earth Day celebrations 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Mishra, for giving us a brief overview of Earth Day celebrations and our School of Sciences. May I now request Professor R. Bhaskar, Chairperson, Geological Society of India, Delhi Chapter, to address the gathering. Professor Bhaskar is a renowned expert in environmental geology and a senior faculty member at Indira Gandhi National Open University, and has been actively involved in promoting environmental awareness through education and outreach. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Satya. Namaskar and happy Earth Day to all of you. I'll just recall some of the interesting things which happened when we went to meet the Honorable Vice Chancellor. We proposed celebrating Earth Day 2025 to the Honorable VC Madam, Professor Uma Kanjilal. When myself and the director went, we planned for a small, simple gathering. Her reply, she said, let's have an action-packed and exciting day. Her exact words, if I have to quote, she said, get ready for action. Today's event is massive with a large in-person gathering and a live stream on Gyan Darshan, Swayamprabha, Zoom, and YouTube. That is the strength of inspirational leadership. Great leaders in organization enable ordinary people to perform extraordinary tasks. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. We reached out to other offices of IGNOU for their help in organizing the event. Their immediate response was that they had already been instructed by VC Madam. And the same was the case either in EMPC or in Public Relation Office or any office we contacted for the guest house, everywhere message reached. We are grateful, Madam, Professor Uma Kanjilal ji, and I urge everyone to give Professor Uma Kanjilal a hearty applause. Padma Shri Professor Harsh Gupta, President of the Geological Council of India, and all council members, I sincerely thank you for your support, encouragement, and well wishes. We express our sincere gratitude to Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, for their support of this event. He has kindly agreed to join online despite today being Earth Day and a very active day in the ministry. He has agreed to join online. My gratitude extends to Dr. Jagveer Singh, who is physically present with us here. Again, he is extremely busy, and we had requested him to kindly grace the occasion for a short time. And despite his demanding day, he came. Sir, we thank you for your presence and support. We are grateful to the presence of geological luminaries. They are living legends. Professor D.M. Banerjee, Dr. Rasik Ravindra. Both of them, I call them jokingly as, Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan, because they are still in the field, active, and without them, no movie is complete. And I'm grateful to Bansal Saab, Vice President of Geological Society of India, for joining us. We also thank Dr. Rupini, who has joined us, Dr. Ashima, Dr. Devinder, for their time and contribution. The real heroes are the children who participated in the poster competition, and they are here with us along with their teachers, as Professor Meenal Madam mentioned. And in a short time, they made wonderful poster, and the result will be announced by at the end of this program. My gratitude goes to the Geological Society Delhi Regional Center office bearers. They could not join. They are all very important people in geology. Dr. S.K. Varshne, he is the vice chairperson of the society. He was an advisor and head of International Cooperation Division, DST. Professor Meenal Mishra is the secretary. Dr. Ashima is joint secretary. Professor Rupini is the treasurer. Professor Vimal Singh from Delhi University, he could not join. Dr. Kakoli Gogai, Dr. Sushmita Bhaskar, Dr. Devinder Mudgil, Professor Varun Joshi from Indian Institute, from IPU University, GGS IPU, Professor Akshay Chaudhary from Kurukshetra University, and Dr. Aparna Shukla from Ministry of Earth Science. She also could not join because of the activities there. In fact, this meeting is held here today on the basis of suggestion by Secretary of Geological Society of India, which is none other than our director, Professor Meenal Mishra. Thank you, Madam, for proposing this. My gratitude also to all the faculty members of SOS for their support, including our seminar committee. The remarkable achievements of environmental movement are acknowledged on Earth Day. It highlights the vital need to protect natural resources for future generation. Earth Day is annually celebrated on 22nd April in various regions across the globe, and it highlights key environmental issues. The themes are different each year: global warming, climate change, pollution, waste management, biodiversity loss. Last year it was plastic, Earth, planet versus plastic. And this time, as Meenal Madam mentioned, the theme is Our Power, Our Planet. And this encourages sustainable living for the benefit of people and environment. The Earth Day, the GSI Bangalore and the School of Sciences IGNOU collaborated, and we are organizing this event. And this event aims to raise awareness and understanding of Earth Day's theme, Our Power, Our Planet. We have organized in a short time several activities, a poster competition which has already been conducted. Then we will have at the end a human chain with important messages which pertain to renewable energy and sustainable living. And some of these have been supplied by Dr. Jagveer Singh ji, who is from the ministry. And we will also have a short, quick expert panel discussions on the theme of the day. I welcome all of you once again. Thank you for joining this event.
Thank you, Professor Bhaskar, for your efforts and your thought-provoking address. We now have the honor of hearing from Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, who is joining us virtually to share his message on this important day.
Network to connect with him.
Okay, if he is not connected, then we can ask.
We'll go to the next.
I now invite Dr. Jagveer Singh, Scientist G and Advisor, Minister of Earth Sciences, Government of India, to share his insights and thoughts. Dr. Jagveer Singh has done PhD Physics from Meerut University and PhD from JNU Delhi. His topic was regarding study of extreme weather events over India using global numerical models. At present, he is also the head of Research, Education and Training Outreach Program and Seismology and Geoscience National Center for Seismology at Ministry of Earth Sciences. He has participated in Bay of Bengal monsoon experiment, on-board research vessel, and Arabian Sea monsoon experiment. His contribution in customization of application-oriented medium-range weather prediction to agricultural sector and armed forces is very well known. He is the one who contributed to Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar campaign and coordinates from Ministry of Earth Sciences Olympiad, Earth Day, etc. Please, sir.
Namaskar and very good morning all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Oma Kanjiralji, my esteemed seniors here on the dais, and very important our research scholars and students here. Apart from, I am seeing senior experts and esteemed faculty of the dais, and very importantly, on the line, Professor Harsh Gupta ji, Secretary to the Government of India, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Dr. Ravichandran ji, my own colleagues, Aparna Shukla, and from Ministry of Earth Sciences, and online, our beloved friends who have joined us here to celebrate this Earth Day. Rather, if we recall from our that ancient this knowledge sources and Vedas, just to remind us on the day, Prithvi Mata. We know that all the resources we are having from the Mother Earth in any form, in all the forms, but in due course of time, definitely there have been lacks on, that utilization in way it should have been done. Genuinely, the requirements have increased, but same time, the technologies suggest us to use the resources in better possible manners. I will just like to mention about Ministry of Earth Sciences scheme, if we see that it name itself Prithvi scheme, that encompasses the major 5 components, that is on weather and climate, then this geosciences and seismology, polar sciences and cryosphere, ocean sciences, and apart from that, if we see the research, education, training and outreach through the universities, research institutes and academia, which are the strong handhold for us for developments. If we see that in recent time, the couple of developments which have taken place, that is towards making us, this weather smart functioning nation. In line with that, if we see couple of months back, Mission Mausam is launched. Mission Mausam, when we say we are a tropical nation with definitely challenges of complexity of weather as far as predictions or forecasts are concerned. We know it well that in tropical nation, the convection processes are rapid and fast, due to which the cloud formation and their dissipation in the form of precipitation and rainfall, that is more rapid compared to the extratropical nations. So definitely changes are higher. To meet that, that challenge, a concerted efforts have been there, and now there is a lot of appreciation definitely from all the sectors, service sectors, as far as weather prediction is concerned. In line with that, Government of India has dedicated about 20 petaflops high performance computing system that is very much required for assimilating the, that 3-dimensional data from the world across, which is required while we are modeling for assimilation and forecasting of the weather systems. Particularly in the tropical nation, we have to be very meticulous, and that exercise need be done. So that is there. With that, we are now 4th in the world as far as weather climate prediction system is concerned. Same time, if we see the second segment, that, that Mission Mausam, when it come, that is for number 1, enhancement of observing system across the country, which is very much required. Number 2, computational of that, computational power and computing for prediction of the system. So that is 1. So we are towards now further improvement in weather predictions. Then second, if we see, that comes one, that oceans are the large sources of that unknown wealth also. तो यदि हम याद करें तो समुद्र मंथन का जिक्र आता है, तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंसेस is working for deep ocean mission with the 6 verticals, and that is to know about the unknown and for sustainable usage of the resources. So that is the deep ocean mission. Third one, if we see that seismological and geoscience, their ministry has established 166 observational network in the important, from the technical importance angle across the country. And by that, we are having meticulous information in time about the earthquakes. We know well that earthquakes are not predictable so far, but definitely information system is there, and that is working well now. Then this one important aspect that comes, this connecting the society and stakeholders with the available tech know-how and advisory system. In that respect, I will like to mention that by just using couple of services, kind of impact is seen, that is enormous. If we see the farming sector, then by virtue of agricultural meteorological services, one independent survey was made, study was done by National Council for Applied Economic Research, that came up that there have been gain of more than about 10,000 crore per annum by virtue of just following the advisory by the farmers in one way or other way. That I will come in bit detail. If we see, when we say the predictions and advisory followed by farmers, वो बड़ा एक सिंपल लगता है कि ठीक है उनको इकोनॉमिक गेन हुआ, लेकिन जो उसके जो बाकी आयाम हैं उसके, यदि आप देखें कि जैसे फार्मर्स ने अपना प्लान किया हुआ है कि मुझे अपने खेत में फसल में फर्टिलाइज़र लगाना है या फिर पेस्टिसाइड्स लगाना है, और उसने पूरी तैयारी कर ली, तभी प्रेडिक्शन या एडवाइजरी जाती है कि कल से बारिश होने वाली है. And he followed that. There are two cases. Number one, following the advisory. Number two, not following the advisory. In case of following the advisory, you know that he is able to save the, that his hard-earned money in the cost of fertilizers and this pesticides. Now, if you see the other angle, उसमें यदि वो by chance if he puts fertilizers and pesticides, ignoring the advisory, okay, then whatever chemical is there, that is gone waste, that will go to soil, will spoil, number one, the soil, that will further discharge to the, that underground, that groundwater. So environmental impact is huge, that need be maybe, that need be assessed. That could not be assessed in that report of National Council of Applied Economic Research. Same way is the case of one of our organization of Ministry of Earth Sciences is having 10 departments and organization. One of them, Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services. They provide, apart from tsunami warning systems, they provide the potential fishing zone service. In that case also it is that advisory is provided that from this far from the coast, in this direction, if you go, this is a safer path and you will get better catch. Using those advisory, those fishermen are also getting largely benefited. That comes to around 650 crore rupee worth gain. In that also, that is not accounted for, that how much fuel they have saved. And by virtue of saving the fuel, how much impact, hazardous impact on the environment is saved. That is still to be computed. Then come the connect with the, this our students who are the torchbearers and, our future. I will just like to mention here two of the, activities. We know well that I was just sharing to Honorable Vice Chancellor this, that we are not having this earth sciences in curriculum of the schools education. And there is International Earth Science Olympiad, wherein about 50 countries, including USA, UK, Australia, Germany, Japan, all these, and Korea, all South Korea, they all participate in that. In that, Ministry of Earth Sciences supports that, and we have found that our students do excellent and wonder no way less than others. I would like to mention here that out of the competition made across the country, 25 students who are in top in merit, they are provided 3 weeks training by the experts like here, our Bhaskar is there and other friends. Okay. By just that hand-holding, our students are having so much potential that they bring laurel to the nation. In last year, the competition was in China, and our team of 4 students, when they participated in the competition, they won 3 gold, 3 silver, 4 bronze. out of all that huge competition with just bit hand holding and 3-week training. So this is the kind of, that potential we are having in our students. Then come the public participation FVC. It is noticed that by improved this interministerial and interinstitutional coordination and hand holding with the public, with the services. One aspect which many a times is ignored, and Secretary to the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Dr. Ravi Chandanji, quite often says that we ignore many a times the oceans, great oceans. Every alternate breath we have, that is from the oceans. Oceans are the large source of the oxygen. Of course, we are caring the plants, but need to care the oceans also. So in 2022, just one example I will like to depict here before concluding my talk here. In 2022, Government of India brought the in Parliament the law of, that discarding the single-use plastic, banning this. So consequent upon that, Ministry of Earth Sciences, along with about 10 other ministries of Government of India and departments, we planned that we would be doing and eliminating single-use plastic from across the coast of country, from coastal area, 75 places, everywhere 75 persons volunteer, including from our departments, and then that way it will be done. But I would like to mention here that volunteer organizations joined our hands when we called for that. Many institutions, including spiritual institutions and volunteer organizations, like whether it is Paryavarn Sanrakshan Gatividhi, Seema Jagran Manch, or any, this university, colleges, schools, students, when they joined, I would like to mention you here that the impact was huge, and the outcome of that public hand holding was such that instead of 75 places, the activity was carried out at 836 places along the coast. And more importantly, about instead of 75 at each places, 836 total, the manpower and that volunteers who joined the hands, they were about 1.3 lakh in number. So huge response of the public. So this is the kind of, and thereafter it is being done, and it has become, कई बार जैसे एक एक्टिविटी होती है बड़ी, then उसके बाद में follow up शुरू हो जाता है, so that is going on still. So this way, the Earth Day, when we talk, the Ministry of Earth Sciences, we supports every year this event, and not as an event, this is in line with our knowledge of from ancient, as is mentioned in Vedas, Prithvi Mata, not only that, but Prakriti Rakshite Rakshat. And from that line if we see, and now the Constitution also if we see, their sections clearly state that we are to be in line with the environment, and also we are to take care of climate and Mother Earth. So in line with that, we support Earth Day, and this year we are supporting at about more than 100 places, focusing on particularly the borders of country areas and the aspirational districts. So particularly in those areas we are conducting. And really the way it is done here in a nice way at IGNOU, this is really remarkable. I saw the paintings, and so nice, so beautiful Rangoli made that Prithvi Divas. And just I will like to convey my thanks, profound thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Bhaskar, Madam Menaji, and all team, and you all participants for conducting this activity so nicely. Thank you so much. I will conclude here. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
We thank you, sir, for sharing your vast expertise in the field of earth sciences, especially meteorology and ocean sciences. And our researchers are definitely benefited from this, and maybe in future we can look for some collaborative projects as suggested by our Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am. Now, if there is connectivity, then we can have the privilege of hearing from Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, who is joining us virtually to share his message on the important day. Is he connected, sir? Is he connected? Okay. Okay. He is connected now.
No, he is not there.
Okay.
So you can go.
Okay, now we can move to the next segment, a discussion focused on environmental challenges, climate action, and the critical role of renewable energy in building a sustainable planet. I now request Professor Bhaskar to coordinate the panel discussion. Sir.
विनोद हाँ अभी करवा सर अभी विनोद एक सबके गाड़ी में रखवा सामान So we'll have a brief panel discussion. Thank you, Jagveer ji, for taking out time and sharing your thoughts. I'll just introduce the panel before we start the discussion. All of you know the panel, but briefly some highlights. Professor Banerjee, born in 1942, received PhD in 1967. Worked for Geological Survey of India and joined Delhi University in 1970, retired in 2007. So he's a very senior person and conducted research on tectonics, sedimentology, petrology, geochemistry, stratigraphy in the Himalaya, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. He has also analyzed and solved, given the reasons for West Bengal arsenic contamination. He has extensive academic leadership experience in India and abroad. He has undertaken important international scientific assignments, and in fact, he is a very senior fellow of the Indian National Science Academy, and the most important one which he got last year, I was lucky to witness, was he got the National Geoscience Award 2023 for lifetime achievement. A big clap for him. This is the highest honor, like a Nobel Prize for a geologist. Our other expert, Dr. Rasik Ravindra, is the current chairman of INSA National Committee of Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research and is associated with National Center for Polar Research, Goa, as a member of its Governing and Research Advisory Council. He was the earlier director. He is a veteran polar scientist who has explored. He is still passionate when you listen to him about Arctic, Antarctic or Himalayas. His face beams with joy when you talk about the penguins and all those creatures there. He was the director of NCPOR, Director General of GSI, and member of UN Commission on Legal Continental Shelf. Sir is still very active. Our third panel member is Professor B.K. Bensal, a prominent seismologist who served as Director of National Center for Seismology and was advisor to the Ministry of Earth Sciences before his retirement. Post-retirement, he is a visiting professor at IIT Delhi and adjunct professor at NIAS, Bengaluru. Dr. Bansal significantly advanced seismology and earthquake engineering over 4 decades. He held key national science programs at DST and Ministry of Earth Science. He is also the Vice President of the Geological Society of India, Bangalore. Thank you, sir, for joining. Professor B. Rupini is a professor of environmental studies at IGNOU. She is former director of SOITS. She is program coordinator for postgraduate diploma in environmental and occupational health, masters in environmental and occupational health, postgraduate diploma in environmental management and law. She has completed international projects funded by DST Serb, DST Indo-Portugal, and projects funded by DST. And in 2020, she was awarded a fellowship from National Environmental Science Academy, and she has developed SWAYAM online environmental courses. Thank you, madam, for joining. Dr. Ashima Saikia, she is one of our experts in many committees. She is an associate professor of geology at Delhi University. She is a 2002 Delhi University gold medalist, and she has completed PhD in Germany and postdoc from one of the top 5 universities in Europe, that is ETH Zurich. And then we have Dr. Devinder Mudgil, who is also backbone of our chapter. He is an assistant professor in environmental science, Zakir Hussain College, University of Delhi. He is a passionate educator, researcher dedicated to environmental sustainability, student mentorship, and community engagement. He is a very talented person on various counts, including photography, video, poster, so many things he does. I have a long list, but I stop with this introduction. And I will ask Professor Banerjee first to share briefly in 8 to 10 minutes his views on today's theme. हैंड माइक है क्या सर? वहीं बैठिए, वहीं बैठिए. नहीं वहीं साथ में कर लेंगे सर.
Good noon, everybody. Good day. Welcome to this meeting of Earth Day. I am perhaps the senior-most person by age in this whole group, and unfortunately, unlike old people, I still have the rebellion attitude of the young man. Because I have always been rebellious in my approach to science, at least in geology, and therefore I have suffered also in my life, but that never deterred me. The first and foremost thing which I want to say right now here, the Earth Day is why Earth Day is celebrated and by the geologists only. Earth belongs to everybody. Earth, we all live on the Earth. And if it is not so, if only geologists have to do it, so geologists and geological sciences should get its own position, its post in the scientific field at a higher echelon than what it is. For example, in science academies, geology is considered one of the lowest one. Why? Anywhere you go, physics, in an education institution, when the universities were joining, the student opt for physics, chemistry only first, or at the most of the zoology and botany. Why they do not go for geology? Because they don't know what is geology is. And I always ask in most of in meetings and everywhere to all those people who are physicists or the chemists or the engineers or whatever it is, doctors, that the earth on which you are standing, that belongs to field of geology. Whether you make a building on it, or make an institute on that, grow your food on that, you grow your plants onto that, or you rear your animals on that, but everything is on this earth. So, and you don't know anything about the earth. You ask them the surface, you ask them where is the soil. How many scientists of physics or chemistry and botany or zoology will tell you what is soil? They don't know it, how it has come, from where it has come, how it has formed. Nobody bothers about it. Young students are also not prompted to understand these type of small things. Because what I feel that is only having a one day of Earth Day here and meeting here and sermonizing year after the year, and I think I'm the 65 years of my association with Earth Sciences. I find every year we say the same thing, that we should do this thing, we should do that thing, and then after we go out of the hall, we forget about everything. We say the plastic should not be removed, and then we carry the plastic, everything in a plastic bag. Right here, you can see the plastic bags are all over there. So those things are of no use unless these things get percolated in the society. The society has to work, because it is not the scientists, or it is not the scientists who run the earth. It is the society which runs the earth. Therefore, it is the contribution of each and every person, whether he is a historian or a biologist or a zoologist or a literary person. Everybody is contributing to the earth. So responsibility should be shared by everybody, not only restricted to a particular community. So I wish, I am actually not prepared to give a talk here, because unfortunately I didn't prepare it. I was away and I returned it. I was in Goa and I returned only last evening. So I didn't prepare anything, but this is my message on that. Second thing which we have said, we have been talking about the renewable energies. We know about the renewable energies, the sunlight we use the solar energy, we know about tidal energy, we know about the wind energy, and we have expertise in that. Is it not that something very rocket science in that? It is no longer rocket science. But why we are not investing in that in more than anything else? Our whole approach should be to go for only renewable energy instead of doing all other things. You having electrical cars, okay, but where is the electricity coming in? Electricity is coming in from something which is not environmentally good. So we have to concentrate on the renewable energies. And lastly, what I will say, all these things, they tend to produce enormous amount of waste. It is said that 5,000 billion tons of waste is lying, 5,000 billion tons of waste lying in the United States. They don't know what to do with that. I think we may also have the similar, not that range, but maybe 1,000 billion tons of waste in India we also have. Where to throw them, where to go, So concentrate on those aspects. Waste disposal, concentrate, train the people how to make this disposal. So these are the things which we must think about on Earth Day, and you deliberate and let others talk about, give their views on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your message and keeping up the time. May I request Dr. Rasik Ravindra, sir, to share his views?
Honorable Vice Chancellor, IGNOU, the dignitaries on the dais, the dignitaries of the dais, students and friends. When we talk of Earth and the damage that we have done to the Earth, the only planet on which the life is there, possibly we have to take our attention to the 3 poles. I say 3 poles because apart from the Arctic, which is on the top, the Antarctic, which is on the bottom, we also have a 3rd pole, Himalayas. And these 3 poles, or the polar regions, they are something like barometers, precise barometers, which will record any damage that you are doing onto the Earth. Just to give you an example, in the Indian Arctic Station, which is in the New Ellison, we maintain a station there for the last about 30 years or so. There's a place where we maintain and we record the carbon dioxide emission that the Earth is doing, or the people are doing to the Earth. And because of the atmospheric circulation, all these gases, they don't stay at the place of its origin, they move. And in the Arctic, we have seen in the recording station of our own station that the CO2 ppm has gone to 420. Since last 2010, when it was only about 300 ppm, parts per million, in 2023, it has recorded 420 ppm. That's only about the carbon dioxide. And if I take you back to about 2 million years prior to where we are now, and say the Pliocene era of the Earth, the same sort of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere was around 400, and the sea level was 20 to 25 meters higher, and the temperatures were more or less the same. So what are we doing to this Earth? We are taking the Earth where it was 2 million years back when the sea level was 20 meters high and the temperatures were higher than this. So this gives you some sort of a thought, to think over what the anthropogenic activity or the human activities have done harm to the Earth. And this is very nicely, recorded instrumentally. From 1800 onwards, if you see the graph, that is mostly, everybody shows it to you, that 1800 onwards, the graph before the Industrial Revolution, the CO2 was minimum, and it was tolerable. But after that, in 1900 and 1950 and 1970, the graph became something like a straight gradient. And it has shot up from 320 to now 420. So where are we heading? And this is not only in the Arctic, because you all know that the Arctic sea ice is going to be over by, say, 2030 or maximum 2035. The sea ice in the Arctic will no longer be there. So what will be the repercussions on the Earth? When there's no sea ice, the entire heat of the sun will be absorbed by the water, because water absorbs the heat. And then all that heat will be transferred to the tropical oceans, the Indian Ocean, and then we will have a rise in the sea level and we'll have maximum extreme of the climates. So that is one aspect. But we were saying that, okay, this is happening only in the Arctic, but Antarctic is safe, because Antarctica has got 4 kilometers of thickness of the ice. Just have this figure in your mind, 4 kilometers thickness of the ice. That means if you start drilling now, you will not get the rocks till you drill 4,000 meters. But even there, it has been now shown that the ice in the Antarctic is depleting, and that too very fast. So it sort of gives you some sort of an idea that the damage that we have done to the Earth, how do we can't, it is not reversible. You can't take it back to where the Earth was. But then there are certain avenues that we can take care of as per the Paris Agreement, that, okay, you limit the carbon dioxide to a minimum, let the temperature not rise above 2 degrees Celsius, let it be at 1.5 degrees Celsius or so. So how do we do that? Everybody says that, okay, you stop fuel, you stop petroleum, but can you do that? It is an ambition of the growing society, developing economies, that they require energy. Without energy, nothing will move. Your industries will not move, your students will not be able to read, and the society will not move. So it's very easy to say stop fuel, stop petroleum, bring down the temperature, bring down the CO2, but how do you do that? Well, there is a solution that geologists have given. I come back to the geology, Dr. Banerjee was referring. There are 2 resources which till now we have not touched. One is the natural hydrogen. The rocks below in the deep interior of the Earth, we have got a crust, then we have got mantle, then we have got core, and we have got inner core. So in the mantle, we have got the deep-seated earth are the rocks, and when these rocks come up on the surface because of either rifting or because of the continental collision, then these rocks, deep rocks, they come onto the surface. And when these rocks, they react with the water, they create hydrogen by a process called serpentinization. New minerals are formed, and because of this process, a lot of hydrogen is formed. That hydrogen, if we tap, it is going to be the very good source of the energy. And this came just by a surprise, because in a Malay country, somebody was drilling a well, and then suddenly it caught fire. And then they tried to evaluate why that fire was there, because there was no methane. And then they found out that the ophiolites were there. Ophiolite is a type of a rock which is formed because of the collision. And then there was a pool of hydrogen in the reservoir. So similar reservoirs are available even in India also. Like, for example, very recently, Geological Survey of India has discovered in Andaman and Nicobar that all the ophiolites, they have discovered this hydrogen. So that is one source. And then the second source is the deep in the interior of the Earth. You must have heard about geothermal energy. Now, geothermal energy is given rise by the breaking of the radioactive minerals. They generate heat, and that heat is available. Some countries are fortunate because that source of the geothermal energies at the surface, very close to the surface, then they can tap it and use it for the energy. But believe me that this source is available to every country only if you can drill slightly deeper. 2 kilometers, some countries will have it, 4 kilometers, most of the countries will have it. But in case you can drill up to 7 kilometers, possibly every country will have that. So in Russia, there was some instruments have been generated which can use the millimeter wave technology. It's a segment in the electromagnetic spectrum, and then you vaporize the rocks. You go deep, vaporize the rocks, create a hole, and then you can go up to say 10 kilometers, and then the entire energy of the earth is available to you. So possibly these technologies we have to look into. Some people are doing it in Russia, and in the MIT is working already on this. Maybe in the next 20 years or so, we'll have some new resources which will be totally clean, totally carbon dioxide free. So let's hope for the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rasik Ravindraji. You gave a new dimension to the thinking. Two ways to think of clean energy. One is getting hydrogen from the geological process, serpentinization. And second is tapping the geothermal energy. Probably, as you say, they are all location specific, and geothermal energy especially, and maybe we have to go for more depth, but certainly they are clean energy sources. Now I would request Professor B.K. Bansal to share his views.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me here. Actually, this is my first visit to IGNOU, and I'm so pleased really, the campus is really fantastic. Coming back to the topic, in fact, I will take the lead from two my senior colleagues who just spoke about the energy. Particularly, I don't know, you forgot to touch about the gas hydrates. Gas hydrates is one of the important source of the green energy which is yet to be tapped particularly, and efforts probably I think for last 25 years or so is going on to harness the technology, how to really exploit those gas hydrates, and I think plenty of resources are available. We are able to at least take and stock what is the amount of gas hydrates are available in our Indian area. So that is the important thing. And second thing, probably ocean energy resources, which is also very, very important. If you talk about ocean energy resources, whether it comes through tidal waves or it is come from ocean currents, or even through our LTDD, the low thermal plant, which we have set up, I think, at 3 places through Ministry of Earth Sciences. They are already there, and the technology is so simple, really. The hot water from the near surface, it is basically evaporated, and through a turbine, this energy, and if we condense the cold water from this side, lower side, and we get the fresh water also. There are so simple technologies are there, and it is really made use of it by Ministry of Earth Sciences. I really congratulate my ministry for that purpose. Really, they have taken that kind of initiative that time. I'm so happy, really. And all of you must have talking, or rather talking, everybody talking about the climate change. It is really real, and if you see the development and environmental protection, they are really two important things which need to be really taken care, because at the cost of development, we are really disturbing environment, but at the same time, development is our need. So we can't really, leave either of them. At the same time, if you see about the climate, you must have heard about the, landslide events in Uttarakhand or Himachal or even Western Ghats in the last 3-4 years. The excess of, landslides are happening. And if you see the monsoon, probably the number of days have been reduced, and even the intense rate is reduced to few days. It is not uniform that you get 4 months, rains altogether. So that's the real phenomenon, and we have to really take care of it. At the same time, if we talk about our education system, this is really fantastic, and we should really keep on making good efforts. And if anything went wrong, we are equally responsible. Means the people, senior people who are, even I consider myself as a senior, we could not penetrate to that level that we could introduce that art sciences at the school level. But better than never, we must do it. And Jagveer Singh mentioned about the IESO in the morning. It is really fantastic because these students, they don't have much knowledge about the earth sciences. And in spite of that, with the small training and all, they are really doing wonders. That's a really wonderful thing. And I'm also happy to learn about this AWS, automatic weather station, which has been installed in Inaugural air quality system, because these kind of facility not only give you opportunity for research to the faculty members in the campus or nearby, but it gives you exposure to the students, really what is happening in general. Like we, after Chamoli earthquake, DST that time, they propagated a program on earthquake, school earthquake science, where they put the system in selected school in northwest and northeast India, about 100 schools. The idea was not to really, generate those data set, but to inculcate the culture of, measurement and showing the students what is what. So these kind of small things really makes difference. And we must try those kind of things. And I think we are all knowledgeable here, the resources and all. We understand very well that Mother Earth is really, such an important, entity that we have to do whatever we can do best. And coming back to the one more important point that every year we are doing, but of course at different themes. It would be really nice that we do some kind of, audit, self-imposed audit. I'm talking about very positive sense, because audit generally comes in negative sense. People try to find the mistakes and, what are your lacunas and all. But if we can really do some positive audit after every year, that today, what we are talking here, tomorrow, or after a year, have we really, progressed little bit, say, delta X or delta 2X, whatever it is, but there must be some progress. And ultimately, it will not come only from the student. It has to be, percolated from this side to that side. And then students, of course, they are the, biggest carrier of the information. And whatever information as a teacher or as a, experts we provide them, they will definitely, at least out of 10, 7 will definitely, carry it forward. 3 may leave it. And that's a good success. 70% is a very good success. So those kind of effort should be, kept alive. And Geological Society of India, where I represent presently, and my colleague Dr. Bhaskar is here, who is heading this local chapter, would be really happy to have, whatever collaboration is. I am not really, interested in MOU kind of thing, but informally we can do many, many things. There is no need to have any kind of MOU, etc., etc. And otherwise also, as a earth scientist, if you feel whatever, experience or connectivity I have with these entities, DST or MOES, I'll be really happy to help my younger colleagues over here and even faculty members. So with these kind of, my brief words, I thank you all for to be part of it, and me as a part of it rather. And thank you once again very much. All the best.
Thank you, Bansal Sahab, for being brief. He made 2-3 important points. One, like Jagveer ji, he made a point that students should be caught young in the field, and IESO program is a flagship program of the ministry, and Geological Society of India is doing this activity. And this is a very, very important national as well as international activity. He made 2 observations regarding the renewable energy. One, he talked about methane gas hydrates. And of course, if we use the methane gas hydrates, that will meet all our energy requirements. I remember having listened to Professor Harsh Gupta ji in Colombo in 1995. He was secretary that time of Ministry of Earth Science, and he made a presentation on gas hydrates. Maybe, as you say, the technology is still not developed, but we have enough energy source in that. The second point he made was how ocean energy can be tapped using a simple technology, and also how tidal waves and other energy sources can be tapped. I think these are the suggestions which are energy which is renewable and which is clean. Now I would request our next panel member, Professor B. Rupini, to share her views and kindly take around 10 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, and all the dignitaries on the dais and then off the dais. A very happy Earth Day celebration to all of you. And it is a thank you very much, Professor Meenal Ma'am and Professor Bhaskarji, for giving me the opportunity to express some of the views on the occasion of Earth Day. So just I have taken some of the facts because being an trained organic chemist, and then I have worked on methane hydrates and also some nano anti-malarials, just I want to touch upon some of the highlights of how to fuse the fusing of these ancient Indian knowledge to the cutting edge modern policies, what we are striving for to protect our mother nature. So today we are celebrating the Earth Day 2025 with the powerful theme that is our power as well as our planet. So it reminded us that we have to come together with that power, or otherwise this theme especially reminded us to hold this power to protect our future, the future Mother Earth. So when we are talking about the future, we have to talk about the vision. So for every future plan, some vision should be there. So what would be the vision for our country especially? That is the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. So that is the developed India. What is the meaning of the developed India? So that is the environmentally sustainable and economically strong and socially inclusive India. So this message is only for the students, those who are sitting over here. And because I want to have a big question, that is, how can we connect this Earth Day theme with the India's journey to becoming a developed nation by 2047? So we are thinking about sustainable development goals, and then we are thinking about so many government policies, and then government is imposing so many policies, and then they are executing. But the only one thing is the common man's perception, how to go about it, and then each and every individual responsibility to reach this sustainable development goal to achieve this Viksit Bharat 2047. So the target is 2047, still time is there. So now today, this is the 2025, and the students, those who are sitting over here, maybe it is in 15 and 16 years, and then they have the 27 years more to achieve this target. So this answer is the fusion of ancient Indian knowledge and cutting-edge modern policies. So first of all, I would like to emphasize upon the ancient wisdom, our rooted power. Of course, India's relationship with nature is not new, and of course, our Vedas as well as the Upanishads, they are also trying to say, and then they have already practiced what we are calling today is the green living, but they have already done it. So we have to take the inspiration from all their lessons, and also especially there are so many Vedas are there. There are 4 Vedas which are most important one, and the 4th one, that is the Atharva Veda, that beautifully says, I'm not perfect in reciting that shloka, but Professor for Humanities is also there. So, but Mata Bhumi Putro Aham Prithivya. So the earth is my mother and I am her child. Of course, mothers first, she will initiate each and everything, and then she will make us to learn, she will protect us. In later stages, that is the children's responsibility to take care of the mother. So just like the normal human beings, that is our responsibility to take care of the Mother Earth. So that means this profound idea of this, whatever it is, the Atharva Vedas scriptures that says that ecological responsibility is more important than ecological exploitation. And ancient practices like Vrikshayurveda, we know that, and then it taught us how to care up for the trees and plants, and also the traditional rainwater harvesting. All these our ancestors are already done that one. So we have to take care, and then we have to follow with lot of courage and also with a lot of acceptance. And if I will talk about the ancient techniques, that is the modern practices, if we will fusing these two, so that is the government policies are already there, that is the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. So the reviving of the spirit of the ancient water harvesting. So we have the step wells in Gujarat and also Johads in Rajasthan, and also community-led water conservation efforts, the government policies now they are practicing with the support of the government. And the second one is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana and Natural Farming Mission. So these are some of the important factors to encourage us the zero budget natural farming that inspired by traditional Indian agricultural practices, which are using the cow dung and the neem, and also the sustainable agricultural practices like the using of the compost. And because this sort of organic farming are the practices that will definitely reduces the harmful toxic chemical fertilizers to decrease the soil fertility. So, and also the other one is the International Solar Alliance and the PM Surya Ghar Yojana. So if you will remember our ancestral Konark temple, so that definitely aligns with the green energy, and also it uses the sun rays. So today we are the global leaders for this solar energy that helping both rural and urban regions the energy independent. And Swachh Bharat mission, of course, and Amrit Sarovar mission, that is also one of the important one I want to tell you, that the reviving the village ponds, tanks and lakes that previously they have done, our ancestors they have done, but combining traditional water bodies with GIS as well as the drone technologies now, that is the fusion for the sustainable rejuvenation. And if you will see that power, so that means the power is not just an energy. In this perspective, I would like to put forward to the students, that is, it is our youth, our communities, and also our knowledge systems. So when India's young minds that definitely take inspiration from our past as well as the ancestral technology or the ancestral knowledge, that will lead with the innovation to create the sustainable model development. And then sir already told about the startups in green technology. Of course, they are now blend the ancient materials like bamboo, jute, clay, and also into the modern construction. If we will see that, that is the namely Rajasthan, that is the Ajay Agarwal Foundation. So that is Anil Agarwal's building. That is one of the greenest building in India. So that is completely green building, green infrastructure, and also the solar power systems and waste to energy plants are also there to minimize the toxic chemicals. And if we will think about our planet, so that is the shared responsibility. So Viksit Bharat 2047, we have to understand that it cannot be achieved without or otherwise we can say that ignoring environment, because we need to protect the biodiversity, we need to protect the seasonal changes, and also we have to respect the seasonal eating habits also, and then natural cycles just like Ayurveda demands and also commands, and support of the community-led climate action, and which is if we will think or compare with the ancient knowledge, that is a Panchayati Raj system, that is the local governance. So that is most important to achieve the sustainable societies as well as to minimize the at least scarce natural resources. And I would like to conclude that with these, we have to move forward with for the Viksit Bharat 2047, that is from legacy to the leadership. So that means we have to think about it. Who are we? That means that India is the land of sages, India is the land of scientists, and India is land of seekers also. So that we also we have to learn so much, and we need to walk with courage, innovation, as well as the unity. So finally, I would like to request all the students, at least at home or at your whenever you are alone also, so you have to pledge yourself that to use our power our knowledge and our youth and our communities to heal our planet through sustainability, tradition, and technology to build a Viksit Bharat where development as well as dharma go in hand to hand. And as we craft policies for the Viksit Bharat, let us remember true development is not in concrete alone, but in conscience, not just in GDP growth, but in growing harmony with our planet. The wisdom is our past. It is not a relic, I can say that, but it is a roadmap. So the question for all of us, whether we are willing to see back whatever it is, the vision of our ancestors to leap forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rupini. You covered a lot of issues, and you rightly mentioned there is wealth of knowledge available in our tradition, and instead of reinventing the wheel, we should use that. You gave examples of agriculture, you gave example of water conservation and harvesting, and these are there. You also gave example of Anil Agarwal Institute, where they are doing 100% green practices. Even if you see religious texts, it is so rich about environment. Jagvirji in the morning talked about constitutional duty. Under certain articles, we have a duty to protect the environment, and they are their legal provisions. But if you see even in religious text, one of the saint environmentalists, 14th century, is Guru Jambeshwarji Maharaj. He had 29 principles. One of those principles was to protect trees, to protect the plants. And the statement goes that even if a human life is lost to save a tree, it is not a bad bargain. So this Bishnoi community, they are known for nature protection, and certainly there is wealth of wisdom, and we should use them. Now I would request Dr. Ashima to share her views. Kindly restrict to 10 minutes.
A very good afternoon to all of you. A very happy Earth Day. The theme of this year's Earth Day is Our Planet, Our Power, Transition to Clean Energy. As an igneous geochemist, I actually look upon magmatic rocks which have formed from molten magma. I study about the movement of magma, how they have crystallized, and how the planet has actually come into being from being a molten ball of lava to the solidified material on which right now we all are sitting, the crust. So what happens is that every rock has a story to tell. For granites which we use in our kitchen slabs, it is the story of crystallization. For the basalts which we see around in Deccan landscapes, this is the story of the crystallization of the planet, the differentiation of the planet. These processes, as how the earth came into being, is done over a period of time. It has taken eons for what we are enjoying right now. But what is happening is, and Earth has always been a dynamic planet. What actually is the problem right now is that the natural rhythm of Earth is disturbed. We as human beings are interfering with the natural rhythm and accelerating the progress and rewriting the history of Earth's evolution at a breakneck speed. What is happening is that deforestation is going on, irregular mining is going on, a lot of climatic changes are resulting as a result of these, and there's a need, we are feeling a need to revert to our old pace. And that is where the role of clean energy comes into being. We are now re-looking at reshaping or reorienting our development with the idea of having less pollution, particles or materials which can give us a cleaner environment. For these, we are transitioning to clean energy. And that we can draw from wind, as has been mentioned, solar energy is there, then tidal energy is there, then we have all other energy types like geothermal energy, gas hydrates, many other things are in there. But in this game of clean energy, what is coming into forefront are the rare earth elements, which is where the world is fighting now. Rare earth elements, as though it sounds, some of the elements of the periodic table, the lanthanide series, and 2 more elements, scandium and yttrium, is there. You may be now thinking, what are rare earth elements? All of you are using rare earth elements right now. All of you have smartphones with you. Even though it is not a household name as such, because it's a geochemical classification of element, but all of us are using that in our smartphones. We are also using this in our electric vehicles, and more so we are using it in all the turbines which are used for wind energy and all other tidal energy harnessing. So what is happening is that rare earth elements are actually not rare in the Earth's crust. It's just that they occur with group of elements in a concentrated form with other elements, and usually with materials such as uranium and thorium, which are radioactive. And they are toxic, we know that. And this is the paradox. We are using something which is actually toxic to have a sustainable goal development and for transitioning to a clean energy. Problem now here is that China holds this market for rare earth elements. 80% of it is covered by China, and as a result of which geopolitical issues are cropping up, and then there's a monopoly as well. And the other thing is that to harness these rare earth elements from materials with which it is associated, the process of extraction itself is energy intensive as well as it is a toxic process. It leaves a lot of residues which are harmful to our planet. So we need to rethink on those lines that what we are actually extracting and what we are using and what we are leaving behind in our planet. There are many ways have now been suggested to minimize this. Say, for instance, people are going for diversification, as in that China should not be only the sole producer, other countries should also explore. India has also declared critical mineral exploration as one of its objectives. But the point here is that for these, we need to have a very well-nurtured geoscientists. And geoscience happens to be a subject which is introduced in bachelors in most of the universities in India. We do not have that trained force. Workforce is lacking. To understand any kind of mineralization, we need to know when and how and by which processes actually an enrichment takes place of a mineral in a rock body. We cannot negate that. We cannot be only looking at the superficial changes. We have to look at the changes which are going on in the deeper parts of the earth as well to understand and to make our transition to clean energy a viable process. So we need to train our people. We need to invest more on our research to understand these enrichment processes of these various critical minerals which are essential for our transition to clean energy. The second thing is that obviously we need to think on reusing the materials which we have already are lying with us as waste dumps. We all have at least 3 to 4 smartphones lying at our home, if not electric vehicle batteries. We need to reuse, recycle, and reintroduce them into our chain of supply so that we can mitigate the extraction or we can minimize the extraction of the rare earth materials which is already there in the deeper part of the earth. We have enough already in the surface, which if we reuse can save us a lot of things. We need to also look into materials which can replace these REs in our smartphones. It is used as a magnet in many things. So this also is one way of mitigating and conserving what we have. And obviously, the extraction procedures needs to be worked upon, and for this we need to have a strong technological drive actually to learn and to better our extraction processes. So the paradox of having something which we are using as a transition to clean energy is actually causing us much damage than we are actually thinking about it. So we as human beings, as we know that now we are the force which is actually driving the geological evolution of the earth. We are changing it. The things which used to take place in years are now being done by us in decades. We are now in the Anthropocene. so-called Anthropocene, where people are directing our decisions, our actions, and our legacy will define what we are leaving for our future generations. So we need to be somebody who is responsible. Anthropocene puts us in a position of responsibility. And I have to tell this that sustainable development cannot be a goal. It has to be a mindset. And we have to vow on our own that we will take efforts to be a responsible global citizen, to minimize our carbon footprint, and we have to introduce geological sciences and all other branches of earth sciences to have an awareness amongst the young kids to know what they are doing, what actually they are using from the earth, what they are doing with it, and what they will leave behind for the future generations. Let's honor the fact that we live on a planet which has been built up over a long period of time, and we should respect that and not make it a case of hurried progress and face our doomsday soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashima. You are given a new dimension. From our talk, it's evident that rare earth minerals are very important, though the extraction process produces certain negative results. But as she mentioned, the fight has been historically over resources, earth resources. Here the issue is critical minerals, rare earth minerals, 80% controlled by China. And if you see, the resources are also energy resources, oil and petroleum, coal. All these are the issues which are responsible for conflicts between the countries, and also the supply chain, control of this supply chain. Because whatever we are using electronics today requires heavy usage of rare earth elements, including the batteries. So this is one way we can go for clean energy, but the challenge is that, we have to take care of the extraction process so that it is not damaging the environment. She gave a new perspective on the clean energy as far as using rare earth is concerned, and she also mentioned how important it is for the kids to be sensitized about earth so that they green their mind, body, and soul. With this, I call our last panelist, not the least panelist, last panelist, because I would request him to stick to time. All the panelists have been kind enough. They have not crossed 10 minutes. And I know waiting between, lunch and the last speaker already is, quite difficult. We'll try to wind up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, distinguished panelists, directors, and the attendees. On this Earth Day, I am honored to share insights on the India's transformative National Green Hydrogen Mission. So first, I want to share what green hydrogen is. So green hydrogen refers to the hydrogen that is produced through the electrolysis process, which splits water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen using electricity that is generated from the renewable resources like solar, wind, and hydro. Another method that is used for the producing green hydrogen is from the biomass, and this green hydrogen is used as a fuel cell in the electric vehicles, aviation and maritime, and the industries like the fertilizer, refinery, steel, and the transportation. So what is the promise of this green hydrogen? Green hydrogen, this represents one of the humanity's most promising clean energy. Unlike the conventional gray hydrogen and the blue hydrogen, the difference between green hydrogen and the gray hydrogen and the blue hydrogen, because the CO2 that is produced is not captured. In the blue hydrogen, it is stored, but in the green hydrogen, the source of energy is from the solar energy, wind energy, or the hydel energy. So if we talk about the India's National Green Hydrogen Mission, I will give an overview of this. In January 2023, India launched its ambitious National Green Hydrogen Mission with an initial outlay of rupees 19,744 crore. that was implemented by the MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And this mission represents one of the world's most comprehensive policy framework for the developing a green hydrogen economy. So the mission overreaching objective is very clear and very ambitious to establish India as the global hub for the production, usage, and the export of green hydrogen and its derivatives. And this also aligns perfectly with the India's goals of achieving energy independence by the year 2047 and the net zero emission by the year 2070. The key targets that are targeted for the 2030, first, development of green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 million metric ton per annum, and this will add approximately 125 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity dedicated to the hydrogen production. Third, there will be a total investment that will exceed rupees 8 lakh crore and the creation of over 6 lakh jobs in these various sectors. And if we implement this, there will be reduction in the fossil fuel import that will be worth rupees 1 lakh crore. And with this, there will be abandonment of nearly 50 million metric ton of annual greenhouse gas emission. The implementation strategy and the progress, this involves two phases. Phase 1, which is currently going on, it is from 22nd 3 to 25, 26. And next phase is from up to year 2030. In the first phase, this focused on creating the initial demand, and the second phase, it involves expand green hydrogen application to new economic sectors. And there are the key components and the initiatives like the SIDE program. SIDE stands for the Strategic Intervention for the Green Hydrogen Transition. This provides financial incentives for the domestic manufacturing of the electrolyzers, which is very essential for the generating green hydrogen, and creating green hydrogen hubs like the NTPC Green Energy Limited project near Visakhapatnam is going on, and there will be pilot projects like right now there are 3 steel sectors, 5 from the mobility sectors. These have been sanctioned, and this involves deploying 37 hydrogen vehicles, and there will be skill development program. This is a coordinated program under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 4.0, where training professional for the hydrogen, green hydrogen production, storage, and the safety protocols to build the necessary workforce. And there are some challenges and there are some opportunities. The challenges include the economic viability. According to this Niti Aayog report, this states that the current cost of producing green hydrogen is around 300 to 400 rupees per kilo, and it should be around less than 100. So this is one problem. Then second problem is infrastructure development, and there are some regulatory frameworks that also need to be addressed. If we talk about the opportunities, so it will provide the energy security, and this will reduce our dependence on the fossil fuel imports, and it will also help in reaching the economic growth, and it will put India as a global leader. If we see the future outlook, by year 2050, India's hydrogen demand is projected to reach 28 million tons annually, and the green hydrogen expected to meet 80% of this need. Conclusion, on this Earth Day 2025, India's green hydrogen mission, this exemplifies how developing nation can lead in climate action with securing economic growth by harnessing our abundant renewable energy resources and technological capabilities. We are not just reducing emission, but creating a sustainable model for the global energy transition. Thank you.
Thank you, Devendra. You gave a new dimension. Rasik Ravindra ji spoke about hydrogen generation from serpentinization, a geological process. You spoke from the biomass and electrolysis of water, and this is a clean energy. Government has a program, and certainly with the cost falling down, I'm sure this can be one of the alternative. Just to conclude, is very difficult, but I'll try to sum up what could be the roadmap. Different speakers have given different ideas, and we should not forget SDG goal number 7. There are the Sustainable Development Goals, and the 7th goal is to addresses the affordable and clean energy, and this goal aims to provide accessible, affordable, reliable, sustainable, modern energy for all. Why we are celebrating this day? The key point here is 2/3 of the global greenhouse gas emission come from energy. That is why our power our planet. Energy is a key component in controlling the greenhouse gas emission, thereby controlling the climate change and the subsequent effect. Energy is a important link between economic growth, social equity, and environmental sustainability. Any nation which is developing or developed or has to develop has to consume energy that is required. Energy plays a key role in today's major challenges and opportunities, including security, climate, food, jobs, economic growth. All these things are important, and energy access is a crucial part of the Sustainable Development Agenda goals. Now, how to go about it? The issue is, what is the best way to tackle this? If you see the reports, there are two ways suggested. One, whatever technology we are using, you increase the energy efficiency. And the second option which is given is to increase investment in renewable energies. And renewable energies, as our earlier speakers have told, wind, water, solar, biomass, geothermal are inexhaustible and clean. And currently, 15% of the world energy comes from the renewable energy sources. Our Prime Minister launched Mission Life program at COP26 on November 2021, Lifestyle for Environment. This involves change in the mindset of consumption to mindless consumption to mindful utilization of resources. This shifts from individual and community action both to protect the environment. This promotes behavioral changes through simple eco-friendly practices. It promotes the creation of pro-planet people, P3, committed to sustainability. The approach followed is change in demand. If there is change in lifestyle, there is a change in demand. There is shift in the industries producing so that they are producing green through green methods. And third is government influence by policy, and all of them mentioned, like Rupini mentioned about the solar power. By year 2022, almost 97 gigawatts of solar energy was generated in the National Solar Mission. It's a huge success, and India is one of the leaders in this. I always believe that with science, advancement in technology, there is going to be disruptive changes which are going to occur. Just recall Malthusian theory of population, which Thomas Robert Malthus proposed in 1798. He said the relationship between population growth and food production. What did he say? Population grows geometrically and food production grows arithmetically, so population will get extinct. This is what he predicted in 1798. But we know today we are surviving. We have increased in number. Of course, the challenges remain in sustainability and equity distribution, but certainly the food production has kept in pace with the population. Whatever changes we are going to see in the next 10 years is going to be remarkable. Last 500 years, changes have not occurred, which have occurred in the last 30 years. Advances in AI, in IoT, Internet of Things, big data analytics, blockchain technology, we can expect some technological disruptors, breakthroughs. For example, yesterday I read a news, I was delighted that Stanford University has produced a solar panel which can generate electricity even through moonlight, though the quantity is very less, but that means they can retrofit the current solar panel and generate both in the day and night. And I will conclude my statement by saying that each country has to follow an energy mix, and the energy mix what they will follow will depend on the social, political, economic, and environmental conditions of that country. Thank you very much for taking part in this interesting panel discussion.
Thank you, Professor Bhaskar, for moderating the very fruitful panel discussion. Thank you, experts, for focusing on global environmental challenges and giving us sustainable solutions how to conserve our resources and protect our Mother Earth, the only planet we call as home in the entire universe. Now it is my privilege to invite Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam Professor Uma Kanjilal to deliver her presidential address. Professor Kanjilal is a distinguished academician and leader in the field of open and distance learning. She has significantly contributed to development of digital education in India.
I think, no, it's okay. I think we should not keep them away from the lunch. It's already getting delayed. So good afternoon to all of you. I think it's a great day. It's a great occasion. And at the outset, I would like to congratulate School of Sciences and especially the Director, School of Sciences, Professor Meenal Mishra, and Professor R. Bhaskar, Chairperson of Geological Society of India, for organizing this event. We had privilege to listen to luminary of experts, I think a mix of scientists and academicians. It was great actually, and as I think what struck me was the opening statement of Professor Banerjee. He said that Earth is not for just the earth scientists or the geologists, it's for all of us. And we need to preserve the resources that are there. I think that's very, very important. And if you look into a big change is happening and a lot of technology disruptions as Professor Bhaskar mentioned about, and we need to rethink how we gear up ourselves, because Professor Rupni also mentioned about Viksit Bharat 2047. I think we need to, if we have to move to become a developed country by 2047, I think we need to look into the issues, challenges that are there, and we need to preserve our Mother Earth. That is the most important thing. I think if we look into the NEP 2020, it mentions holistic and multidisciplinary education. To inculcate that culture, I think it's not should be restricted to a particular discipline. So I think we have number of education students joining us there. So we need to design our curriculum in a manner that inculcates the culture of preserving our Mother Earth. And environment science is one of the important aspects that's part and parcel of most of the curriculum that we have in most of the disciplines that we have. I think we need to rethink, we need to go beyond that. And when we talk about awareness, I think what is the better place than IGNOU, where we have 3.5 million students on the rolls. I think this is one point you can reach out such a big number. So I think it is important that as a community from the IGNOU, the stakeholders that are there, we need to connect to them and see how best we can look into the missions of the government, and especially when we talk about preserving our Mother Earth, we need to work together, design our curriculum in a manner that we are able to inculcate the culture of protecting our Mother Earth. This is most important. I think which calls for, like, if we go align our curriculum with the NEP 2020 requirements, and when we talk about holistic and multidisciplinary education, I think it's seriously we need to think about how we can bring in the multidisciplinarity aspects that are there. Another important thing, we are talking about awareness, reaching the last mile and removing all the barriers that are there. So if we are talking about that, what is more important is we have to see that just offering courses in English is not good enough. So it's important we start thinking in terms of translating our courses maybe initially in 12 languages, and later on we translate them into somewhere around 22 languages, that scheduled languages that we have. I think that's an initiative, and let me inform you also that last week we had a meeting with the state ministers of Orissa, the skill minister and the higher education minister there. A major initiative is coming where we will be translating all our course material in Odia. So we may start with the courses which has larger number of students, but I think this is high time we think of other programs also, and we need to go forward. So if we want to build awareness, if we want to inculcate the culture, it is most important that we start teaching in the mother tongue. That's the most important thing, and we need to all work together for that. So I will insist that the School of Sciences come forward, think about it, and today when we are talking about celebrating this Earth Day, it's very, very important that we also see that this awareness reaches the last mile. So let us work together, see how best we can take it forward. So IGNOU has been offering quite a good number of courses in geology, and from School of, in fact, interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary studies, we have sustainable development courses, master's environmental courses, a good number of them are there. So my request will be to the schools, please think in terms of also translation, because these are the courses which can bring in awareness. And as you know, all our course materials are available on, it's an open access available on eGyanKosh. Can we think in terms of having all the materials, especially in the area of environmental sciences, geology, earth sciences, translated, made available on eGyanKosh. So this is something we need to all work together, see together. And let me tell you that, let me announce, in fact, yesterday a decision has been taken. IGNOU is having at the moment 6 Swayamprabha channels. Another channel has been added. So we now have 7 channels. So how best we can utilize these channels also we need to look into. Already IGNOU have from 2022 January, we have been offering our courses in mother tongue for especially high enrollment courses in BA degree program. 15 languages are there because we added Manipuri in the last run. So, and by now we have been able to develop somewhere around 8,000 hours of material in 15 languages. I think with another additional channel, I think it will be, I will urge the schools to plan, think how they can utilize these channels, optimize the usage, and reach out in the mother tongue. That is most important, because why we got another additional channel is because our initiative of teaching in mother tongue. So this is something that we need to think of, work towards it, and see how best we can utilize the facilities that are there with us so we can reach out. So with this, I think these are some of the issues that I wanted to, important things that I wanted to highlight. I think, and I should congratulate again School of Sciences, and I see it's just not, it was very insightful discussion, panel discussion that we had, and a lot of aspects has been covered in that, and also the address by Dr. Jagveer Singh, scientist G and advisor for Ministry of Earth. Important aspects have been highlighted. Also think in terms, since we now have channels also, can we think in terms of series of talks that can be organized on Swayamprabha channels to build in the awareness. And I think someone said that Earth Day is not one day. It is every day. I think that spirit should be there, and the spirit with which we started today, let it continue. With this, I end my talk here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us your valuable suggestions and deciding a future course of action to popularize the courses related to earth and environmental sciences for the benefit of our learners. We now arrive at a special and much anticipated moment the award presentation for the best poster under the theme Renewable Energy and Mother Earth. This competition was held for class 12 students under the esteemed guidelines of the Ministry of Earth Sciences, and the posters were evaluated by a distinguished panel of jury members, and we take this opportunity to acknowledge their thoughtful deliberations and valuable time. Our esteemed jury members included Professor Mahapatra, Dr. Ravi Rajvanshi, Dr. Prabhat Kumar Sangal, and Dr. M. Bozo Newmoy. Let us now celebrate the creativity, effort, and environmental consciousness demonstrated by all the participants, students. May I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am to encourage the students and distribute the awards. Let us celebrate the creativity, effort, and environmental consciousness demonstrated by all the participating students. First prize goes to Yuvika Rajoria of Red Roses Public School. Can you come on stage? Very congratulations to you. A big round of applause for her. Second prize goes to Chitran Sharma of St. Mary's Public School and Arpita Mondal of Rukmini Devi Jaipuria Public School. Please come on stage. Chitran Sharma. Ms. Arpita Mondal. Third prize goes to Neha Singh of Red Roses Public School. A big round of applause for her. We also have participation prizes. May I request Upashna Khatri of Red Roses Public School, Anshi Singh of Rukmini Devi Jaipuria Public School, Jaya Harshni, Mili Thaplial of Amity International School Saket, and Sunaina Beniwal of Amity International School Saket to please come on stage. Upashna Khatri of Red Roses Public School. Arshi Singh on behalf. Jaya Harshini, are you there? Then Mili Thaplial and Sunaina Beniwal of Amity International School Saket, if you are there. Okay.
And one big applause to the teachers who accompanied. Are they sitting there with the students? Please stand up and introduce yourself. Yes.
A big round of applause for all our young change makers and their gurus. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this Earth Day celebration. a step towards collective action and planetary well-being. I now request Dr. Manisha Pandey, Associate Professor, School of Sciences, IGNOU, to propose a formal vote of thanks. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Satya. I think after such a thoughtful deliberation, I'm sure no one would be interested in formal words of thanks, but duty is duty, so allow me the pleasure. On behalf of Seminar and Cultural Committee, School of Sciences, as well as on my personal behalf, first of all, my sincere thanks to Almighty for making today's event a grand success. Secondly, without financial support, nothing happens. So heartfelt thanks to Geological Society of India and MOES for all the financial support. Today, we had the opportunity to hear brainstorming thoughts on environmental challenges and solutions and about the role of renewable energy in shaping our planet future, skill, innovation from esteemed panelists, Dr. Jagbir Singh, Professor D.M. Banerjee, Dr. Rasik Ravindra, Dr. V.K. Bansal, Dr. Ashima Sakia, and Dr. Devinder Mudgil. Thank you all for your insightful words. Your deliberations have delightfully enlightened our minds and provided good food for thought. Thank you all for adorning the occasion and sharing your opinions today. We really feel privileged that despite your engaging schedules, you agreed to join us for this panel discussion. Now, my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Uma Kanjilal ma'am. Without her support, we would have never thought of organizing this program on such a grand scale. Thank you so much, ma'am. A special mention to moderator, Professor R. Bhaskar, for being the catalyst in this panel discussion, and our school director, Professor Meenal Mishra, for inspiring us to do our best and stand as a pillar of power and support in every endeavor we take at school. With deep sense of appreciation, we thank you for your efforts, ma'am. Now I'm also obliged to all the school participants, the kids who have participated in the poster competition, for making this event colorful. Thank you all, and thank your mentors too. Now thanks are also due to directors of schools, heads of units and divisions, our colleagues at headquarters, as well as regional sectors all across the country, and everyone sitting here for joining us and making this event successful. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the people who have worked behind the scene to execute this event. Director EMPC, Dr. Ravi, and his entire team for broadcast on Gyan Darshan, Swayam Prabha channels, CPRO for YouTube and FB Live, and IGNOU's social media team for wide publicity and circulation. I am also thankful to Horticulture for this green decoration, Team Convention Center, and Guest House for the ambience and hospitality. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the Seminar and Cultural Committee again, School of Sciences, for pulling up this show. Certainly this type of event could not happen overnight. It required planning and bird's eye for all the details. It required planning, and we were fortunate to be supported by a team of very active and dedicated leadership at IGNOU and the persons who are willing to work behind the scene. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Now, before we come to the end of this program, I have two announcements to make. First, after this event, we will move outside the convention center for making a human chain with placards to strengthen. Okay.
Plantation outside.
Okay. So after the national anthem, we will move outside to the convention center with the placards in our hand. We will form a human chain. This shows our resolution to make this earth a better place to live in future and what we can give to the future generation. And secondly, after that, we will have a plantation drive here, and then you can have the refreshment in the foyer of the convention center. So let us rise for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone. Let's move outside with placards. Placards are here.